Hope you're ready to see a jank list. All right, so full disclosure, this is before the heroine set is, so this deck is probably going to look way different after that card comes out. She got 2 cards coming out for her list. Anyway, I'll get right into it, and yeah, we'll start with 2. The Thriller Bark Stage. Well, I'll go over your Perona's effect if you don't even know what she does. So it's a modal effect. 4 life, 5,000 power. Rest one of your opponent's characters with the cost 4 or less would give one of your opponents -1 cost during this turn. Now, I wanted to play a deck that, again, that's very heavily, if you ask me, underrepresented. And rather than just playing the popular Moira and stuff like that, I get access to green. So there's some cool combinations here that work. So one, I run 2 of all these years. I'm losing my edge. So if I have it gains 1,000 power, and I have 10 more costs, I can play a black character with 3 costs from trash or hand. So I run a whole bunch of those little Thriller Bark cards, and I didn't even get much of the Warlord set. So again, I probably will revisit this deck list after EBO3. 2 Cindy. Cindy's pretty standard in Thriller Bark list. 2k counter, 2k power, and cost 1. If your leader is Thriller Bark, you trash 5. Just straight mill. It helps fill up your trash, your bin, whatever you want to call it, depending on what TCG you come from. Just covering all my cards by cost going up. 4 Native Hollow. Now, what was amazing when I play this is if you hit it from life, you'll want to play it every time. Like, there's no reason to hold it into your hand because I don't trash that often for cost in this deck. One time my opponent got hit by 2 of these in a row, and it cost me to it cost them to rip out 2 cards in their hand. So literally, it was pretty good. It was a good time. 2 Black Vortex. So Black Vortex, if you know what it does, a lot of people do. It's Bane to Zoro players. Negate the effect of one of your opponent's leader characters. Give it 4k power this turn. 2 cost, counter event. And on trigger, it negates one of your opponent's character leaders for this turn. So you just don't get the minus power. But it's free. And no, this can actually pivot games in your favor too. You can turn off a leader effect or a guy who hasn't attacked yet, and then they have to work more to hit you. Now, all the little pipsqueak guys. This is what's fun. This is what kind of helped me out. The deck was a bunch of tiny little dudes, and just reanimating them over and over again. So this is a little heavy. I wish they made a better version of him now, but it's 2 for 3. This gains 1,000 power for every 5 cards in your trash. So if you use Cindy earlier, that's an automatic 1,000 power. You get 2 Dons, so they'll go up to 5, and then an extra 5, so that'll be 6. 6 at 2 Dons. Not horrible, but again, you have to commit 2 Dawn to it. We'll get there, guys. 4 Cerberus. This card, I actually love this card. It's very low cost blocker. Let's go for Snoopy, or whatever. All he does is Faithless Looting. So if your leader is Thriller Bark Pirates, you draw card 2, and then you trash 2. This will fill up your bin a lot faster than you think, especially with like after all these years I'm losing my edge, because you can just bring them right back from the trash or hand, so you can kind of loot and get faster. You'll see. Maybe this will, maybe with that new Brook announced, this would be a lot of, this would fit better. So, Legendary Toy Soldier, or One-Legged Toy Soldier, I guess. 2 counter, 2 cost, trash this card, give one of your opponents -3 cost. So again, it leans into Perona's effect. You can just straight up rest a character with cost 4 or less. Notice it doesn't say base cost. Or you can get something minus cost. So Perona is very pivotal, but more than often than not, I will use the rest effect. So that will just make me be able to rest a 7 cost or lower, combined with Toy Soldier. Brook. Brook is a pretty simplistic but very decent card. KO-based cards are not really seen a lot right now, but who knows, it might change down the road. 3 cost, 4,000 power, on play, when attacking up to one of your opponent's characters with one of your opponent's Character is -1 cost, then KO one of your opponent's costs with 0. So yeah, you can use Perona's effect and just you or well, you know what I'm getting at. You can make the threshold a lot easier to hit. This is after like Lucci and all that stuff, so I don't focus straight on that build. Blue Hole, trash 3 cards from the top of your deck. KO an opponent's characters cost 2 or less. It's fine. It'll get rid of a pesky chump blocker or something like that too. Plus, you'll put more cards in your bin faster. Triggers your opponent's characters gain 1,000 for this turn. The turn is good because if you get hit life first and you get this card, then, well, you know, it'll be lingering a 6K. 2 copies of Finger Pistol, a very iconic card. I think it fell out of favor again because KO based stuff, but 4 costs, trash 2 cards from top of your deck, KO an opponent's cost 5 or less. Keep noting it doesn't say base cost, so Perona can make that hit a 6 cost or less. Something to keep in mind. I got 2 of this card. So this is the Bandai Premium one, so you'll probably know a different art. You may place 2 Thriller Pirate cards from the trash to the bottom of your deck, and up to one of your other characters other than Perona gains 2,000 for this turn. So if you want to go travel Perona, that's not really necessarily the way to build this, but it's not locked into like Thriller Bark or anything too. It is for the cost, but you can give it to any character. So this is what kind of, I found this on a niche, like looking through bulk, and it's perfect for my deck. So Hakuba or whatever, he's 5 for 6 and 1. Dawn 1 when attacking. You KO one of your characters other than this and give an opponent -5 cost. So he's so much value with the 2 or less Thriller Bark cards like the Inupi. So I'll be able to KO him, give something -5 cost that feeds into Perona's effect. I can rest a 9 or lower, or just do a lot of cool, crazy stuff with that. And yeah, with the Inupi, you can draw 2, trash 2, and then your next turn you can attack with him, and then KO Inupi and draw 2, trash 2 again. That goes through 4 cards of your deck. So that can lead into your top end or whatever. 2 copies. I run 2 copies of this gecko. Yes, a lot of 2s. I kind of have a weird OCD thing, so I feel weird putting 3 or 1 copies of cards in my deck. So if your leader is Thriller Bark Pirates types, place 1 character with a cost 4 or less from your trash rest, and then give one of your rested dons to your leader or characters. So, well, as you're filling your bin, right, you can reanimate any of those things to bring back. Because it says a character rather than you're just locked into the Thriller Bark leader, not to what you animate. Well, as long as it's 4 or less from your trash. And they can move a don. That moving a don always helps, if you ask me. So I run 2 of this Teach. He's okay. Again, I don't know how this is going to change after I use some of the new stuff from the Gecko Moria and the EB03, but we'll keep going from here. 7 costs 8,000. This is from the structure deck, the Teach. Is it the Teach structure deck? Yeah, I think so. Active main, rest this character, KO opponent's character with cost 3 or less. And then on KO, you add a black event from your trash rested. So, I play with this deck a lot in Weird Time. That's the last of the black cards. But technically, like, if you're really desperate enough, you can rest him to pop a card to give 5 costs less. That way you can bring back, because if you noticed, I didn't say it, you had a black card from trash. So it's literally anything. You can even bring a different one of him or something if you want to. So if you rest him with effect and attack, you can pop this guy and get more value that way. Get something -5 cost, rest it with Perona or whatever have you. Or the other way around, you KO, you attack something KO, then you can rest a 7. You can KO a 7 or less with him. This kind of build, again, I don't think it's super optimal or amazing, but it's just something I love, and I like to play this Jinx stuff. So go to the green cards. So they do the same thing. They're just different arts. because this Perona was like $30, and I didn't want to buy all 4 of them. 1 cost, 2 counter, 2K. A lot of people play this in Mihawk, but it works fine here. You look at the top card, reveal Mihawk or Thriller Bark, then add to your hand, then trash 1 card. So a lot of people say it's horrible because you will end up going down a card. So you'll play it, draw a card, and discard a card. Keep in mind, this is one of those weird Thriller Bark cards that you can reanimate with the stage. So, because it says a card with 2 or less, it costs 2 or less with Thriller Bark cards. So every other turn, I can actually just keep digging and then popping this card over and over again, and it'll add some value. I don't know. I think they need a better Thriller Bark or something like that, or maybe they don't. I'm rambling. Anyway, 2 DMG. That not for you Yu-Gi-Oh players, but this is a dead man's game. So, with 1 cost, I will mainly use this offensively. So you rest 3 cards, and you can rest an opponent's character or Dawn, or just a 3K counter on your turn. Super simple. This I run 4 of, and it's Ryuma. So, very simple effect. 4 cost, 6,000 power. On play, KO you can opponent's rest character with a cost 4 or less. Again, it's one of those things that I love that it doesn't say base cost. So again, you can use her effect to just auto rest the 4 cost and then play him and KO it. Or you can use her effect to make the cost lower so it pops a 5 or less if they swung into you or something the turn before. Stuff like that. And last thing for the deck, now this is a weird idea, but I think it kind of works. So I run 2 of the 8 cost kid. So opponent's turn, if this is arrested, no one can attack. As long as it has a Dawn, they have to attack this kid before anything else. And then you can rest this to play a character that costs 3 or less from your hand. So I will rest this more often than not to cheat out a Thriller Bark 2 costs or less, and or the where'd you go? The Brook. So like it just gives you more value on your top end, and my 8 Dawn's my top end for this deck. So another cool niche thing. But that's the list, guys. You don't have to stick around. You've seen the whole thing. And I'll just show you fun little combo stuff that I have doing this thing because I pivoted building this deck all over the place. That's a cool card. This guy's cool. So what really worked in my favor was I explained the interaction with these 2. And these 2 have a really good interaction too. So when you can KO one of your characters to give something -5 cost, right? So on play and KO effect is your opponent's rested characters cost 4 or less. So more often than not, sometimes I will swing with this guy, KO him, giving something -5 cost, and then KOing it. So instead, you can pop a 9 cost rested character with this combo. Kind of cool. Yeah, I used to play this I try to do stuff with this Teach, looping Rebecca, and like Moncherie and stuff like that. Then I try to pivot to a slash build, so I play with him, and then the Mihawk that cheats in a slash character with Pedro and the 4 cost black. This deck has been this is like my 7th time reworking this leader. Oh no, I just like to have fun with it. The whole patchwork kind of reanimator stuff with a bunch of little dudes is what drew me to the deck the most. Like playing it's kind of what my early days of playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, when I was still playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I fell heavily into the synchron stuff because it's like a bunch of little robot guys making something bigger out of nothing. Just a bunch of little dudes working together kind of thing. And that's why I fell for scraps too, because they'd blow themselves up and get value and stuff like that. Anyway, Yu-Gi rant over. That's my deck list. Sorry I wasted your time, 15 minutes, but if you stuck around here, well, you know I'm actually really amazed. Thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully there are more of you Perona players out there rather than just doing the Land of Wano build or something like that. Or just Thriller Bark. Be innovative, be kind of creative with it. It's lots of fun. EBO3, after that comes out, I probably will pivot and make this a deck something else again too. It's not really the best, mind you, but it's a lot of fun to play. All right, well, that's it.